Hi, and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we're going to do a fairly simple job to diagnose. This one here, the exhaust system, is actually very noisy. I'm not going to start it. You know what the noise of an exhaust leak is. I will bring you in. I'm going to show you where the problem lies and how we're going to go about repairing it. In this particular case, we're going to change it from the catalytic converter back to the tailpipe because it's broken right where the muffler and the extension pipe come together. So I'm going to bring you in, I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is extremely rusty, and Eric O, this is something that you deal with every day up there, I know that. But to me, this is a little bit of a pain in the rear end. The studs are very rusted, so we need to replace the studs on the catalytic converter. We can't just take the nuts off and replace the extension pipe. So let me bring you underneath that. I'll show you what it looks like, and let's get started. Okay, obviously that's the muffler. You can see it's a little bit rusted. This is where the exhaust leak is actually coming from. You can see where that pipe is rotting away. And I'm choosing to change the muffler because, as you can see, that flange is in really poor shape. I'm not going to be able to get that bolt out of there. So we're going to have to change the muffler as well as the extension pipe right up in the front there. So, and this is what I'm telling you about up in the front here. Hang this light so we can see. Those are the exhaust studs right there. These are the ones that we need to take off so we can change this pipe right here. As you can see, they're in really bad shape. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to get on here with a socket. Hopefully I can hammer a socket onto it, and then we're going to get in here with the torch, and we're going to heat this converter up here until it's glowing cherry red, and hopefully we're going to be able to remove that stud. If not, we're going to have to break it off, and then we're going to have to drill it. Hopefully we don't have to do that though. So all right, let me get my torch out. Let's get some tools, and let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. Now, I do have a socket ready to hammer on there if I need to, just in case. Well, not just in case. It is going to be tight, so we are going to have to hammer a socket onto it to get it out. But for now, we're just going to heat this up. I just want to point this out. Make sure you have your safety goggles on. I'm sure you know that already. We're going to heat this up. We'll make sure we don't burn or start melting this converter. We just want to heat it until it's cherry red. See what happens. All right, we're just going to tap a socket on. Of course, watch it don't burn yourself. Now be careful, you don't want to snap it. You just want to see if it turns. Unfortunately, it's not turning. I don't think we're going to get that out of there, but as you can see, it's almost perfectly round. And we're going to heat it up a little bit more. Let me see if this grabs at all. It grabbed a little bit, so we are going to heat that pipe up again. Just tap this on. We did luck out. It is coming on. Even though that nut was perfectly round, if you hammer a socket on over the top of it, you can usually get it to bite in. Not all the time, most of the time. This saves me from having to drill out the converter. So we'll just take that and put that off to the side right now. We'll let it cool off a little bit. And we'll grab another socket. And we'll see what fits on this side here. That'll do it. So we're going to heat that up a little bit first. And we'll see how that one goes. Now granted, these are a pain in the rear end to do. So take your time. If it snaps, no big deal. You'll just have to drill out the broken stud. Now, a lot of you guys won't have the torch, so you may have to break it and drill it anyway. But this just saves me a step, hopefully. Give it a try. I'm going to hammer a socket on. Alright, let's see if we can get this twice. There we go. The key is when you're taking that off, just watch the other end of the bolt to make sure it's not twisting and going to snap. Alright, we're going to stop right here for a second until this cools off a little bit. I'm going to get actually a second exhaust stand to hold this up in place. So let me do that and we'll put this up. Okay, so now we have a stand up in the front to hold the catalytic converter so it doesn't rattle around and break that pipe up in the front right there. We also have another jack stand, which I'll show you in a second, holding this pipe up here so it doesn't come falling down when we unscrew it. So now we're going to take that bolt out all the way. Take off. It's unscrewed from the pipe itself. It just is rusted into over here, so this will come right out now. So, all right, let me get set up, and we're going to pull this out of here, and we'll continue. Okay, now we got the front pipe disconnected. What we're going to do next is we're going to come up underneath here, and we're going to lower the jack stand down. That was actually holding the exhaust pipe up, and this piece here should snap right off here because it actually is very rusty anyway. But you could cut it with the torch if you had to, or get in there with a hacksaw if you needed to. But as you can see, this one just snapped right off. All right, so we're just going to put that on the side for now. Now I just want to show you how you remove your muffler. The muffler itself is held up there on rubber. Oh boy, that phone is driving me nuts here today. All right, keep that thought. Oh boy, that phone drives me crazy some days. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to get in there with a pry bar like this to actually remove the rubber hanger in front here. I'm going to take it off and then I'm going to show you how I did it because you won't be able to see what I'm doing here. You know what? Maybe you will. Let's take you in there. I'll try to show you. You see up there? That's what I do. Get underneath there with a tool like this, a pry bar, like this, and you just push it, and it pushes that rubber off of the end of the muffler. I'm going to hold that because once I pull this out like that, this is going to come crashing down. So let's do that. And actually in the back, you'll notice in the back, it's the exact same thing here and the same thing on that side over there. So, all right, we're going to continue on that, and I'll show you how it comes down. Hopefully it don't whack me in the head, and then we'll have a trip to the emergency room. Not really, I'm just joking with you. All right, so you just pull that out like this, and then we'll do the exact same thing in the back over here. Sometimes they come out easy, sometimes they don't. I've seen guys already who spray it with penetrating oil to make it come out. I don't do that because it just makes it harder for me to work with. I am going to take off this ground strap right here. It's a 10 millimeter. I am going to take this ground strap off. I don't know if we're going to reuse it, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can get this off the pipe back here, and if we're going to reuse it or not. All right, and the last thing we're going to do is we're going to pry off this last one right here. Sometimes that one is a little bit tough, so we're going to take it off a little differently, because I had nothing to lean on. All right, we're going to put that down for a second. I'm going to take off this rubber piece here and replace it back up on the top. See, once you have it down from the car, it's a little easier to work with it. So we're just going to put that back up there. Let me bring you over there, I'll show you what that rotted pipe looked like. See what I mean about that flange? How rotted away it was? There was just no way we're going to reuse that. So, all right, let's grab the new pipes. I have the pipe right here, actually. I'm just waiting on the muffler, so we're going to continue cleaning up the front right now. This is the converter end right here. We're going to come in here with a whizzer and just clean off some of this rust on here. So let me do that, and you can come along. Okay, as tempted as you are not to clean this off, don't overlook such a simple little thing. If you don't clean this rust off, you may wind up with a very slight exhaust leak, so we're going to clean this up a little bit. A simple thing takes you 2 minutes, it avoids a problem, possibly in the future. So, all right, let me grab the new exhaust system. We're going to get some new studs for this, and we're going to continue. Okay, before we go any further, I just want to point this out to you. The replacement stud that I got to go in there, these holes here, they're just a little bit messed up so that the actual bolt will not tighten up. So we're actually going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to drill out the threads, and we're going to put a nut and bolt with a lock washer. So cover your ears, we're going to drill these out real quick. Okay, so you just drill out both of these here. And now we'll be able to get a bolt through it, so we can put nut and bolt and lock washer on this. So All right, let me put this drill away, and we'll grab our pipe, and we'll continue putting this back together. I'm going to bring you in the back so you can watch from the back what I'm doing. I don't know how you're going to be able to see here, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. All right, so we're going to put our pipe back in here. Let's just see what this looks like here. Okay. All right, for now, we're just going to hang everything up here. We're not going to tighten anything up yet. So we put our stand back here. Now you'll notice I'm not putting the gasket on yet, but I will. I don't think I'm losing my marbles. Alright, we put the one stand up here. And now we're just going to put one bolt. Just hold this for a second. Place here. Gasket. Okay, I just want to point this out to you also. The gasket was metal, the one that was on there. The replacement is not made of metal, it's made out of some more other kind of materials, just so you know. All right, so now we're going to put this up in the front. See what I'm doing, I hope you can. Just going to catch it on there one at a time. I'm not going to tighten anything yet. So for now we're just going to keep it just like this, and then we'll continue with our muffler in the back. This pipe we're going to lift up a little higher here, like this. All right, now let's put the muffler in there, and I'll show you how that's going to go right now. Again, you're going to need that gasket. Remember that gasket that we took out, or maybe you don't remember it because it was the pipe itself was actually broken. Right, this is the actual gasket that goes back inside, but for now we're not going to do anything with this. All right, we're just going to take out these bolts that I have actually holding in here so I wouldn't lose them. All right. Now we're going to hang our muffler back in where it belongs. Okay, now remember how we took the muffler out? We had these hooks right here. We're going to put these hooks back in. We're going to put them in exactly the reverse order of how we took them out. We'll reconnect the other one. Don't worry about the back one yet. We're just going to get these in. You may have to rock it a little bit to get it in there. Like that. we're going to put our gasket in. The gasket goes on the pipe itself right here. We're all going to connect it in the back here first. I'll show you that in just a minute. Now we have our two pipes together like this, and we're just going to bolt them together like that. And then we put a lock nut, a flat washer, lock washer, and last but not least, the nut. Now we're not tightening anything, we're just catching everything right now. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the inside here. Okay, let me take you now to show you what I did. Okay. We stuck these back through here where it belongs here. And the same thing right up in here. We also put that hanger, let's get a light up here. We also put that hanger back in place there. We loosely connected our pipe and the muffler together here. It's not tight yet. And we actually put our pipes together up in the front right here. And with exhaust systems, you always start in the front and tighten it from front to back. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get some wrenches and we're going to tighten this up. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tighten up these bolts up in the front right here. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to tighten these up. We're going to tighten them evenly too. You want to make sure you don't crush the gasket too much. We're just going to snug it in right now. Now if you have an air-powered gun, of course you can shoot it in with air. But I know at home you're going to have to do it by hand, so that's the way I'm doing it. Alright. Now the reason I have this jack stand underneath here is you don't want that front pipe flexing and snapping off that flex joint up in the front. That's why I have that still underneath there. Alright, let's check this one more time here. Alright, nice and tight. So now we can release this one up in the front. We're done there. And now we'll go in the back and we'll tighten up the back. Alright, let's take a walk to the back here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. I think you'll be able to. And now we're going to tighten up these bolts right here. And I'm going to get a swivel here. All right, let's tighten this up here. Now, a lot of times you'll get in here and it's you really can't use a swivel. What I like about this socket here is this is actually made by Snap-on. This gives you probably about a 12% angle on it. The socket moves back and forth just that little bit instead of having to play with a swivel. So this is as old as I am practically. All right, then we'll tighten this up. And we're going to do it evenly all the way around. And once we have it real close, then we'll take all these attachments off and we'll get in there and just tighten it up. All right, so we're pretty much set. Now we're just going to get in here with just a ratchet and a socket, and we'll tighten it up. That's it. All right, now, if we did a good job, we should be able to get up in this car, start it up, and this thing should be quiet as could be. So you stay here, I'm going up top, and we're going to fire it up. All right, let's take you off of here for a second. We're going to take a walk up front. Now the way you can tell if you have any exhaust leaks, and I'm sure you guys know this, you can put your hand around the pipe and feel it. If there's an exhaust leak, you'll know it right away. No exhaust leak there. We can actually lower this. We're done with that. Up here, again, no leaks here. And the last test you can do to make sure there's no leaks, put your hand over this pipe. Nice and quiet. Okay, I just want to point this out to you. I did forget to show you before that when we took that ground wire off that was grounding up to the body of the car, we put it back on there. That eyelid, obviously, we couldn't save it because it was so badly rusted. So we just snipped it off, put a new eyelid on it, reconnected it around the bolt, and now we have our ground strap back onto the exhaust system. It's got to be something to do with maybe static in the radio or static electricity or something like that. Not sure exactly why, but it came off, and you want to make sure you put it back on. Okay, that's it. We're all set. Right? Make sure you tighten everything up from front to back. Very important. This one here is not too bad because there is no adjustments that have to be, when you swivel the exhaust or anything. It's all nut and bolt. But when you have the ones with pipe inside pipe, it's very important that you start up in the front and work your way to the back. All right, that's it. We're all done. Any questions or comments, you need any advice, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody about anything. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.